And welcome back, my friends, to another Music Monday. This is Front of House, the stereo music podcast. Brings you the greatest music you have never heard before. And today, we're really going to blow your minds because we got Adrian Brannon in studio. You're going to love this interview and performance with Adrian. And her and I get along like a couple of pigs in mud. I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly did. And the music. Holy smokes, you're about to be blown away. I got a brand new outlaw for you, my friends, and her name is Adrian. This is Front of House. It's a stereo music podcast, so make sure you got a good pair of headphones on or you're plugged into your car or into any audio source that has a left and a right channel. Do not, I repeat, do not listen to this podcast directly out of your phone. This season of the podcast is in honor of our dear, dear friend, Jenny Pagliaro. As always, we play a track from the new record, Echoes and Silence from Roses and Cigarettes, the duo of Jenny Pagliaro and Angela Petrilli. And it's quite an amazing record. We're up to week 5 on Front of House, so we're up to track 5 on Roses and Cigarettes, Echoes and Silence. You gotta pick this record up, man. Go to rosesandcigarettes.com. Big ups to Michael Lyons, the producer of this record. Man, you've done some amazing work. Track 5 on Roses and Cigarettes, Echoes and Silence is a duet featuring, of course, the vocals of Jenny Pagliaro, but the male vocal done by Mark Broussard. The thing about a duet, the thing that makes a great duet is when the two voices really complement each other. It's like the islands in the stream test. You know, Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. They sounded great together. Well, Mark Broussard and Jenny Pagliaro are on that Dolly and Kenny level in this one. Enjoy it, my friends. From the record Echoes and Silence, this is Stranded, Roses and Cigarettes, Front of House.
I know I've got faults, I can see all of my faults. You said you loved me, I thought that you loved them all. I took out my heart and placed it right there on my sleeve. I showed you my now please do something for me. Please don't leave me stranded, 'cause I just couldn't stand it. Please don't leave my heart on the line. Let our love be a waste of time. Please don't leave me stranded.
Yeah, I've got baggage. I know that you've got yours too. This time I'll choose love. I won't let fear follow through. Did I just scare you? Make you wanna run. Make you wanna run, yeah. Next time I give my heart, I don't wanna be the only one.
Please don't leave me just couldn't stand it. Please don't leave my heart on the line.
Don't leave my heart on the
Let
line.
our love be a waste of time. Please don't leave me stranded. Please don't leave me stranded.
Powerful stuff, my friends. Roses and Cigarettes, the song called Stranded. From the record out now called Echoes and Silence. It's phenomenal. So pick it up at rosesandcigarettes.com, won't you? Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you enjoy it, please share it with a friend. Please click the subscribe button and the share button, and let's get a lot of people into this stereo music vibe here at Front of House. If you really like the show, and I mean really like $3 worth like the show, for $3 a month, you get 4 mastered MP3s, one every single week from that show. So the first MP3 from Adrian Brannon already went out. It's already in your inbox if you give us $3 a month at patreon.com/front of house. Okay, enough of that crap. This is probably the greatest interview I have ever been a part of. Notice I didn't say the greatest interview I've ever done, because an interview works 2 ways. Ladies and gentlemen, your new outlaw is Adrian Brannan. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the North Hollywood Hideout in Los Angeles, California for another episode of Front of House. Our guest today, the one and only Adrian Brannan.
You're a desert dwelling mama with a heart of gold that's living in the city shores. It's getting old, but the coffee's good. Though the traffic makes me scream, I've gotta get back to them Texas plains where I go insane. I'm a desert dwelling mama, gotta have my sage and space. Well, I need the dust, the dirt, feel the wind on my face. I'm a desert dwelling mama, gotta get out of this town. Well, I can't take any more of the tours go round. With my turquoise buckle, cowboy boots, custom hat, and my sparkly suit, drive a Cadillac, smoke cigarettes, and don't give a damn. Well, I'm Texas tried and true, don't need a house, church, or a man. I'm a desert dwelling mama, gotta have my sage and space. Well, I need the dust, the dirt, feel the wind on my face. I'm a desert dwelling mama, gotta get out of this town. Well, I can't take any more of the tours go round. I'm a whiskey lover, mother's daughter, hell of a good time. Well, the Brannan traffic's where it's at come spring and fall time. Well, I shot a gunman once on the towers just for fun, but I kissed the sheriff twice, so he gave me back my gun. I drew lipstick on my wanted poster, didn't give a damn. Danced to jukebox music, a diner in White Sands. I'm a pistol packing, always laughing cowboy girl for sure. Now don't take any talk from all you prim and proper girls. But I'm a desert dwelling mama, gotta have my sage and space. Well, I need the dust, the dirt, feel the wind on my face. I'm a desert dwelling mama, gotta get out of this town. Well, I can't take any more of the tours go round. I'm a fake, bake, made up Barbie doll to them. Well, they don't place. Well, I need the dust, the dirt, to feel the wind on my face. I'm a desert dwelling mama. I've got to get out of this town. Well, I can't take any more of the toll. It's gone round, and it's coming around.
Open it up with the title track from the new record from Adrian Brannan. It's called Desert Dwelling Mama. Welcome to Front of House.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is, believe me, it is my pleasure. Outlaw rock and roll sounds a lot different when a pretty girl's singing it. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you very much.
I mean...
So that means my lipstick isn't smeared? We're good?
No, this is great.
Because usually I leave a trail of red lipstick on each microphone. It's pretty bad.
That is actually, you're supposed to.
Okay, good.
It's mandatory in this place.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
No, I grew up on Waylon and Willie and Merle and...
All the good guys.
Yeah. And there just ain't that many women.
No, there's really not. It's amazing. It's really funny because when you kind of start talking to women who, quote unquote, want to do the outlaw country music thing, it's almost like we're a little scared because you might get in trouble for it. Because it's okay if like guys like Waylon and Willie, you know, kind of talk about, you know, getting thrown in jail and drinking too much and stealing cars and, you know, being an outlaw.
Right.
But if a girl does it, it's kind of like, oh gosh, okay, so we're going to need you to sit down and make sure that, you know, you're proper and appropriate. And
well, more and more women are coming around now.
Oh, completely.
You need 7 hands to name all the outlaw country chicks out there right
absolutely.
now. What's happening? Why now?
Honestly, I think it's because women are becoming angry.
Good.
I do. I think it's because women have finally started saying, hi, we matter. We're not second-class citizens. Mm-hmm. And this is probably going to sound wrong to some people, but country music is kind of the last holdout in a lot of ways of the old school way of thinking about women. And
True.
Women have finally got, not girls, women have finally gone, hey, no, we make good music. We write good stuff. We make great music. Just because I wear a skirt when I do it doesn't mean that it's half the song that you could write. It's kind of cool to see these women get angry and go, you know what? We can do this. And we don't want to be recognized as, well, we're the female in country music. We're just in country music.
You know, it's funny. It reminds me on the radio spectrum of that. Mm-hmm. I read an article in Rolling Stone Country about Nashville radio.
Ooh.
And all the R&R radio and records events that are not only, you know, 90% male, but most of these dudes pay to play.
Yeah.
It's pay to play.
Yeah.
So you want your song on the radio, some morning show DJ is going to grab your ass or make it. And I don't know. So country is like that. It is that last holdout.
Absolutely. And which the scary thing is that speaking from experience, when you tell somebody not to grab your ass, then you are in trouble. Then A, your song doesn't get played, but B, then I don't know if I can say the B word, but then you are a B word because you said, no, I'm not comfortable with that. So it's really hard because for women, you're not only going, here's my music, but you have to go, here's my music, but please don't touch my body.
Right.
And I've seen that in the cowboy industry as well, hugely. I mean, it's kind of amazing how far and how deep that is in every culture and community. And the cowboy world likes to go, oh no, we're the good guys. You know, we had Gene Autry. We had, you know, the Lone Ranger. He's wearing a white hat and he's coming to save the, you know, the lonely widow out on the prairie. And it's like, no, just because you wear a white hat doesn't make you a good guy. Just because you know, make a woman walk on the inside of the sidewalk doesn't make you a good guy. I should probably walk on the outside of the sidewalk most of the time.
God bless Texas. Adrian Brannon is our guest today. The new record again called Desert Dwelling Mama. Lots of things running around in my head. I want to talk to you about so much, but I really don't want to take away from the music. I'd like to hear another song.
All right. This is called Happy Ending. And happy ending, you know, when you walk out of a supermarket, you're checking out and you look in the lines on both sides, the magazine racks. And there's all these magazines that are telling you, 15 ways to make him hot, 10 ways to look hotter, 13 ways to make your belly slimmer.
And there's nothing that says top 10 ways to make yourself happy.
Okay.
There's everything about making everybody else happy, but there's nothing about just loving yourself and
Holy
being
shit.
cool with you.
Right.
It's all about other people.
It's all about what they think of you.
It's all about what they think of you.
Right.
And I started thinking, well, what's one thing that like really matters a lot to me? And it's carbs.
Use a little happy ending, something that just might last. Well, I could use a little loving to make up for my past. A gentle touch, a sweet word, a hand held, and above all, a man I know loves all my flaws. I ain't perfect, but I'm pretty. I ain't from a big city, and the truck that I drive, well, it always breaks down. I ain't skinny, but if you let me, I can cook some mean gravy, and in the end, I think that stuff matters more. I could use a little happy ending, boy, that's for sure. Mama said I would end up trailer trash if I stayed the road I was on. But Lone Star beer and Jake Hooker's tunes sure have kept me keeping on. I ain't perfect, but I'm pretty. I ain't from a big city, and the truck that I drive, well, it always breaks down. I ain't skinny, but if you let me, I can cook some mean gravy, and in the end, I think that stuff matters more. I could use a little happy ending, boy, that's for sure. I've been running around on the wrong side of town, and I'm tired of living the only. I've been running and you've been mistreated, abused, and I'm tired of being the lonely. I ain't perfect, but I'm pretty. I ain't from a big city, and that gosh damn truck, oh, it always breaks down. I ain't skinny, but if you let me, I can cook some mean gravy, and in the end, I think that matters more. I could use a little happy ending, just one more happy ending. I could use a little happy ending, boy, that's for sure. I said, boy, that's for sure. I said, boy, that's for sure.
God damn. Adrian Brannon is our guest, front of house. That's a hit.
Oh, well, thank you. I really like carbs, if you couldn't tell.
That's a hit.
I'm really into biscuits, particularly.
Biscuits and gravy, sure. No, I get that. But I think you're being self-deprecating.
You get the
when
deeper
you
meaning
say
of this
that.
song, which is
Yeah.
it's so funny because I just actually got back yesterday from a show up in Oregon, and it was a kind of a small town concert that was going up there in the middle of a really rural ranching community.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing people. I mean, there's 500 people in the town, 300 some odd people showed up. Like, I mean, it was a big thing for that community.
So I guess the barbershop was closed.
The barbershop was closed, and the main street was, I mean, well, there, I don't even think there was a light in town. And it was just the most joyful, awesome place with the greatest people. Like, they were so excited to just come out and celebrate their community and their culture and who they are as people. But it was so funny because, like, every woman after that song comes up to me afterwards and goes, I didn't think about that. I'm always trying to do stuff for other people. You know, on the magazine stand, it's telling me how to make him happy, how to make them happy. Right. But what if I like my belly? What if I like the size of my thighs? What if I like carbs? What if I just like who I am and that's okay? And it's something that we don't ask our daughters, our friends, our girlfriends, our sisters, our mothers enough. It's like, well, do you like you? Because I like me and I like you too. And that should be okay.
I think it's funny that no one ever touches on this because I look at these articles all the time and they're like, 10 ways to find out he's cheating on you. Or would you look better in this?
Yeah. Or how to wear Spanx for a certain dress. Yeah. You know, if you're not comfortable in it, why the heck are you wearing it?
And they're always at the eye level of little girls who that's what they see.
It is. And, you know,
and you probably in the grocery store, the most amount of time that you spend in any one place.
You're standing
right
in that spot.
There.
Absolutely. And our culture is telling all of these young women, you know, my goddaughter is 4. And I look at what she's growing up with. I look at who, you know, kind of the temperature of our world right now and how people talk about women, how they talk about young girls and what they expect out of them. And we expect them to do all of these great things while looking like a model that's airbrushed on a magazine cover when even the models that are on the magazine cover don't look like that. You know, we've demanded perfection out of imperfect humans, and maybe that imperfection is perfect. Maybe that's beautiful. Maybe we don't have enough of that humanity and that realness in our culture.
It's time that we recognize that and celebrate it.
I think so. And, you know, it's funny. I didn't always get that. I think for years, and just in the past few years, especially on my social media, which for me is a way to connect with other women. And it's been a way for me to talk about things that matter to me and have a platform to talk to women and men about things that I think should be, you know, identified issues that we address within our culture today. But within the past few years, I started looking at it and going, okay, am I being real here? Am I sharing what I actually believe, or am I sharing what I think they want to hear? And I think we do that in our life as well. You know, am I living how I want to live? Am I who I want to be? Or am I living how I think they want me to live? Whether that's your boyfriend, your husband, your dad, your mom, your coworkers. Are you actually you, or are you for them?
It's a good question. It's a hard question that people have to ask themselves. They might not like the answers.
No, I didn't like the answer when I saw it, which is kind of when I changed my thinking about social media, especially, and songwriting, quite frankly, as well, because within the cowboy music genre, oh my gosh, it's like you stick within one thing. And for me, you know, as a female, as a woman in cowboy music, you're supposed to sing ranch wife songs.
You're supposed to cover Tammy Wynette over and over and over again.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be this one thing. And for me, it was kind of like, okay, do I especially with this album, you know, with this record, it was, I sweated over it so much because it was terrifying to put out something that wasn't within the parameters of, you know, well, this is a girl's album among cowboy music, and it's a little nerve-wracking to push outside of those bounds. Like you said, sing a Tammy Wynette song over and over and over again.
Tanya Tucker's okay, too.
Yeah.
But her
Dolly
name is
Parton
Tanya
is pushing it.
Tucker, yeah. You're a real cowgirl, though.
I think so. I guess so. I'm starting to realize that must actually be what I am. My dad's always called it being a cowboy girl.
A cowboy girl.
A cowboy girl,
okay.
because he never...
Because cowboy is the word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
it's a descriptive noun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I always I'm actually realizing what he was doing when we were growing up by saying that was going, it's okay. I'm not going to put you into this girl category. You're just a good cowboy. Yeah. I always kind of preach. So I always kind of go back and forth. Am I a cowgirl or am I a cowboy girl? I don't know. I think it's kind of a combination of the two.
Cowboy girl would make a great name for an album.
It would.
Tuck that away, though.
Yeah. That's a good.
It's yours.
That's a good. Let's co-do it. Let's work on that one together.
Where'd you grow up?
Oh, that's a really good question. So I was born in Ventura, Southern California, and I was
A lot
not
of
raised.
cowboys in Ventura that a lot of people don't know about.
No, it's so funny.
Kentucky.
It's so funny how many people don't realize that California is this just hot spot of cowboys and the vaquero traditions. And
We were mentioned in a Hank Williams Jr. song
Right off the get-go.
before South Alabama.
no, it's true. That area is kind of, especially within the cowboy world, it's kind of like, oh, you're from California? I'm so sorry, honey. And I kind of realized the last few years, I'm not. I love it down here. We live in an ag-centric world here. I mean,
Yes.
this is what we're about here. It's just kind of easy to forget sometimes because we're so overtaken by Hollywood, I think. So I was born in Ventura, was raised overseas, Scotland, France, Switzerland,
Scotland.
Ukraine, Nevada, Missouri, California.
Ukraine, not weak.
Yes.
Wow, Ukraine. How old were you when you lived in I always called it the Ukraine.
The Ukraine. And see, we've always just called it Ukraine. I'm not actually sure what the correct terminology is. So my dad was going to school in St. Andrews, Scotland. And he had this bright idea to study Russian. Because, I mean,
smart now, they're going to own us, in
wait,
about
they
5,
don't
10
already?
years. Yeah. It's real smart. Savvy. Savvy, your daddy.
Oh, and actually the other day he and I went camping and he let loose with this stream of just beautiful, beautiful Russian words. And I was sitting there going, I didn't realize that you still remembered this. And he kind of looked at me like, haha, I never lost it. And I was like, oh God, what does this mean? But he was studying Russian and we lived in Scotland at the time and he was studying counterterrorism. And it seemed like this genius idea to drive from Poland into Ukraine with your, 4 or 5 year old daughter. I'll never forget this. So as we're crossing the border from Poland into Ukraine, we had this crazy contact. His name was Kapitanuk. And he's like one of those guys that you see him in a movie and you go, I know you're going to probably end up being a bad guy, but you're a good guy right now, but I'm not sure whose team you're on, but we're going to use you to get across the border. And to a little kid, it was like, ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting stuff. And, there's a waiting line of cars to get across that border. And I'll never forget, he goes, hang on. And he drives the wrong way up the opposite side of the road up to the checkpoint. At 50 some odd miles an hour. Felt like 100. Slams on the brakes. Guys with big guns come out yelling at him. And he goes, David, put Adrian's, my dad's name is David. Kapitanuk says, put Adrian's passport on top. And, I had even bigger cheeks then than I do now. And he says, go up and put her outside. And I walked up to him and I can't remember a thing anymore. But in Russian, apparently I said, hi, my name is Adrian. What's yours? And smiled at him. And they said, oh, they handed back the passport and they said, go ahead. And we went up the wrong way into Ukraine. And that was how we got across the border. So as a kid, it wasn't like, oh, let's walk down the sidewalk together to school, Adrian. It was like, let's go cross the border into Ukraine and we'll drink some vodka and you will be raised a real girl.
Oh my God. What was the country of origin of the passport?
I believe it was America. Yeah, it was the USA. So,
that was back when they respected us.
That was, But
if you say that in perfect
nice
Russian,
guys.
That makes sense because you're showing respect for
yeah.
their country and their language. And they're like, oh, they saw you as a little spy.
They probably,
if it was an American
I think they kind of
passport.
just they love kids over there and they cherish their children so deeply. Like, I'll never forget when it started raining. We were living with some amazing people that, very, very poor. And the rain came and we were working in the fields. We were cutting hay by hand with a scythe, actually. And they had big stacks of hay and they threw the little children into the stacks of hay so we wouldn't get wet because there's no medicine. If you get sick, you could die from it. And I'll never forget the older women were standing outside and my mom said, are you okay? Do you need to get into the hay as well? And they said, no, we've lived our lives. We're done. It's okay. We have to protect them. So I think they really, they cherish their children. And I think there was like, oh, it's this little blonde girl. Okay. Like, you can do whatever you want. I wish I'd have taken more advantage of it.
That is an amazing story.
It's a weird way of growing up. Whenever anybody asks me, where are you from? It's like, I don't know. Do you know? Can you tell me?
I bet there's no Russian word for cowboy because cowboy is an American concept. It's probably cowboy?
Don't actually know if there is or not, but I do know some guys that cowboy in Russia right now.
Okay.
There's guys from Montana and Wyoming that have gone over to do a project where they're showing that they can raise beef in Russia. I don't want to be a part of that because it gets cold over there. I'm like a fair weather cowboy. Like now I want to live in California where it's nice and warm.
Adrian Brannon is our guest, front of house. You can see her online at buckaroogirl.com. Pick yourself up a record, and you're across all social media at
Yes,
Buckaroo
sir.
Girl, right?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I gave up Snapchat a while ago, though, because I couldn't block the undesirables enough.
Okay. I don't think you need that one.
Yeah, I really dig Instagram, though. I really like it. It's a great platform. It's super fun. There's a lot of positivity on there.
Very cool.
Sometimes you get on Facebook and
It's a lot more positive than Twitter.
Ooh, Twitter's scary. Ooh, I get into trouble on Twitter, actually. I try and keep my nose clean on there just because... Yeah, you can get into a lot of trouble for riding a horse even on Twitter.
All right, we're going to get into all that stuff later. I want to hear another song.
All
Adrian
right.
Brannon, please. I'm really enjoying this.
Thank
you. You are front of house.
Was your black rock woman, fancy free and wild? You were the red-headed stranger, a sinner deserved to die. And when the time came running, I breathed life to you, but the coldness of the morning brought the whiskey razor cut brew, and I swallowed every drop just to feel alive. If you find me, tell another. If you love her, say you will. The Polaroid told a story about the old and the new. You whispered my name. Nothing can ever be the same. I was your black rock woman, but the words dissolved like mist. You caught and spun me around, a violent beating dance, and I float above the waves just to feel something again. If I was brave, I'd run. If I was sick, I might steal the 45 and steal off into the night. A Pat Garrett chased my midnight braid and fabled stories tell. And poor Bill Bonnie took your deserve to get to hell. And I'm out here on the desert without your memory. The alkali and wind, well, they've washed my spirit free. I was your black rock woman, but the words dissolved like mist. You caught and spun me around, a violent beating dance, and I float above the waves just to feel something black rock woman.
Wow. Let's talk about that song. You're walking a tightrope between ballad and anthem right there.
Anger. It's called Anger.
Yeah, that is angry. That is an angry fucking woman, but there's resolve.
There's a lot of resolve.
There's a lot of fucking resolve in that.
There's a lot of anger, and there's a lot of happiness in it too. Yeah, there's a lot of happiness. I was really scared to release that song, actually. It's a very identifying place within the cowboy culture. Like, you know who runs cows on the Black Rock. You know what that place is. And to say that is kind of like, oh, well, let me just sip my coffee and keep walking.
Fuck.
I think this is the favoriteest podcast I've ever done. Actually, probably favorite interview, bar none. This is awesome.
This is going both ways. You have an incredible command of the cowboy vocabulary.
I don't know.
In your song. I mean, tell me, what was that line about Pat Garrett and the 45?
Pat Garrett chased my midnight braid and fables stories tell, and poor Bill Bonney took your deserved ticket to hell. It basically means that an outlaw from the Old West went to hell and was shot when you should be the one that's shot. It's a not too subtle hint about the fact that somebody doesn't deserve to be here, and that maybe, you know, Billy the Kid, William Bonney, you know, maybe he wasn't that bad of a guy. Maybe he's misunderstood, but you sure as hell weren't.
God damn it. Wow.
It's you know, it's funny, that song, I've said a little bit on like Instagram stories, which is kind of where I get to talk to people and be like, hi, so how's everybody doing today? You know, and I love getting stuff back from the folks that watch those because they get to be real, and, you know, you're not at a show, so they're able to say a little bit more. But I never really said, hey, you know, this song is about abuse and assault and horrible things happening in life and being angry about it. And it's okay to be angry about it. And I've had so many women and men write me and go, that line about stealing a 45, I felt that. And that to me lets me know that it was a good thing I let that song out, because other people feel that. And when other people feel that, you know it's right that you put it out into the stratosphere.
You're certainly onto something. And not only them feel it. I think everybody listening to this right now is like, oh, fuck. I feel this shit.
You know, it's funny. There's 2 songs on the record that my mom and dad just can't listen to. And Black Rock Woman is one of them. They just, you know, they go, we just are too close to what it is.
Sure.
And it was so sweet. I'll never forget, my mom took me aside and was like, I want you to know, I love this song. The song is beautiful. I can't listen to it. It's not that I don't love you and want to support you, but I can't listen to it.
Moms are moms and always will be.
Yes, they're they're a good thing.
So Adrian Brannon, our guest, this is what, your 5th record now?
Fourth, yes, sir. Yeah, 4th record.
Wow.
And it's
when did you release your first?
I was 14.
God bless Texas.
So when I was 14, I'm a really weird person. I guess it's just kind of the base of everything. I wanted to learn how to play guitar. I started singing opera when I was pretty young, when we lived in Missouri.
I can hear that.
Which was really fun.
Where in Missouri? Did you live in Branson or something?
No, we were outside of Branson, Nixat.
Okay.
So we were, and it was a great childhood. The time that we spent there, you know, I lived in a tipi. I didn't live in the house. I was homeschooled. I got to float the river. We had like 30 horses at a time. It was ridiculous. It was a great childhood there. Loved singing opera. Absolutely adored it. I love the history behind, you know, Italian arias. I loved the anger. I love the passion. And, I love it when those women get angry and scream at the audience. It's just, ugh. But I decided I wanted to learn how to play the guitar. And my sister had this pawn shop guitar that she bought for like $30 and didn't play. And, I asked my mom for guitar lessons, and she said, well, I've heard that if you play guitar, you have these hard calluses on the tips of your fingers. So until you have those, I'm not going to give you, take you to guitar lessons. And so I locked myself in my room for 3 days. And when I came out, I walked up to her and I stuck my fingers in her face and I said, I have calluses. can I have my lessons now?
How did you get the calluses? What did you do?
I played it. I played the
So
guitar.
you played
I played the guitar.
She wouldn't buy the guitar or the lessons.
She wouldn't buy the lessons. I
lessons.
went and took that guitar
Okay.
into my room, and for 3 days, I didn't come out for 3 days. And I played it for 3 days, and I came out. I said, "There, can I have him now?" And she went, "Let's go sign you up for guitar lessons."
Yeah, that's dedication right there.
Well, she got that I took it seriously, and so I went and got guitar lessons. And a couple weeks later, I went and sang on an open mic, sang a couple of songs that I wrote, and some random strangers walked up and said, "Hey, what do you want to do with your life?" And I went, be an opera singer or a bullfighter? What about you? They were like, "We want to give you a bunch of money to go make an album." And I was like, my parents told me not to talk to strangers, so I'm going to have to go. And they ended up being these incredible folks that wanted to start me off on a music career. And we had no idea what we were doing. It was like truly a family escapade into this incredible studio.
So everyone went to the studio.
Yeah. And my dad, my mom, and I mean, this is how bad it was. We walk in, and Shannon Davidson, the amazing guy at Bridge Studios, I mean, it was an incredible experience. Very professional, goes, "Okay, let's lay your guitar down first." Not realizing that I had no idea what I was doing. And I took off my guitar
Just laid
and
it
I
down.
laid it down on the floor. And he just kind of looked at me, and Shannon's such a sweet guy. He just kind of looks at me and goes, "Okay." And you could just see it in his brain going, "Oh God, this is going to be a lot of work." And it was so bad. And it did take a lot of work. At the time, I was 14, and some pretty bad things had happened in my life before then. And I didn't realize that I was dealing with PTSDs and that I was dealing with a lot of trauma. And I kept getting sick in the studio. We couldn't figure it out. I mean, my mom shoved more honey and green tea down my throat trying to, I think my dad even at one point goes, "Okay, just have a little thing of whiskey. Like, let's just see if it helps your throat. Like, let's make you a hot toddy. Like, what is going on?" And it was a really weird experience, not knowing what you're doing, to be stressed out about being sick. But then I listened back on that album and I go, "My God, I was a baby." And I thought I was so grown up. I really did. At 14, I was like, no, it was serious business. And it ended up being so much fun. It really did. It was very eye-opening. But
Was it an operatic album?
No, if I listen to it now, quite frankly, I feel like it's kind of waily. I'm like wailing on it. But I also was a little girl, and I kind of had no idea what I was really doing with my voice. And I had that kind of opera side of things. Mm-hmm. And then I had, I'm writing songs and I'm listening to all these old country albums. And it was kind of a weird combination. And I had a lot of ballads on there, but then like there was a couple of songs that I wanted electric guitar on. And at the time in cowboy music, it was like, oh my God, you have drums on an album in the cowboy music world? Are you kidding? No, you can't do that. And I was like, well, no, I want it to be like Nickelback, but for cowboys. And Nickelback was huge at the time, like 2007. Oh my God. And Chad Kroeger was like, the epitome of cool. It was so awesome. And Shannon just kind of goes, okay, cool. Like, let's roll with it. And we did. We made like this cowboy kind of rock ballad album. And sometimes I kind of wish we had known what we were doing a little bit more. And I say we because it was my mom, my dad, and Shannon and Nate White, this incredible guitarist that came in and just went, okay, this is what you want. We're going to do it.
Right.
And we had no idea what we were doing.
But that's how you learn. That's how you figure out what you want to do, is just by doing something.
Yeah.
And doing it in a way that you may realize was completely wrong.
But it was kind of right.
Yeah.
At the same time. Because it was the true, authentic 14-year-old girl that had no idea what she was doing. It wasn't like there was a team of people saying, here's how you do this. It was like, do I sing now? Do I sing later? Like, what do I do? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh, man. Are you still an opera fan?
I am. I'm a huge opera fan, actually. And I've really gotten into a lot more, like, musical theater in the last little while. Like listening to Hamilton and stuff like that. And I'm really YouTube is a real rabbit trail for me. It's really, I love the passion that people put into their performances on that. And I love... They're not stoic. They're emotional. I love it when people are emotional and we let out feelings, because I grew up in a family where it's like, okay, you want to cry, you definitely don't cry. Like, you're hurting, you don't say anything. You're frustrated, you don't say anything. And so for music, it was like, oh, no. there's no holds barred. Like, we're able to be anything we want with music. It's kind of freeing.
Wow. Adrian Brannan is here. Adrian, I got one quick question for you regarding opera. Do you know the difference between an Italian opera and a German opera?
Oh my gosh, no. Tell me.
In an Italian opera, the heroine always dies. In a German opera, everyone dies.
Okay, that was beautiful. I'm going to need to write that down so I can remember that one.
Adrian Brannan is front of house. Let's hear another song. I'm loving this.
Oh my God. This is called Queen of the Trailer Park. And it kind of originated from the fact that I discovered that you could get custom leopard print wallpaper. And I was living in a broken down single wide on a ranch at the time, writing music. And I sat there when I got a disco ball, three pink flamingos, and leopard print fuzzy wallpaper on a ranch. Huh. Classy.
I live in a leopard print red line, 1960 single wide, with a closet full of lacy things and a cupboard for booze to hide. Well, I'm the queen of the trailer park, nothing to lose, everything to gain. And if you show up in time, we'll dance to electric rodeo. I've got a shotgun by the door, Daddy taught me how to use. Sit in church on Sunday, cross the legs in the pews, and Merle and Hank serenade me when I'm strumming my guitar. Yeah, I'm the queen of the trailer park. I'm just a running from the Lord. Well, I shoot pool on Saturday nights down at the Tiki Hut. I show them boys how to make them holes you can look, but you can't touch. They say my jeans feel a little tight, but I've got nothing to hide. Well, I'm the queen of the trailer park, ruling from my single wide. I've got a shotgun by the door, Daddy taught me how to use. Sit in church on Sunday, cross the legs in the pew, and Merle and Hank serenade me when I'm strumming my guitar. Yeah, I'm the queen of the trailer park. I'm just a running from the Lord. A tattoo a day, well, it keeps them housewives away. Whiskey pills and living hard for my only mistakes. Sitting here in my cowboy boots in an old cast iron tub, well, you know my mama said it would end this way if I ever settled on love. But I live in leopard print red line, 1960 single wide, with a closet full of lacy things and a cupboard for booze to hide. Well, I'm the queen of the trailer park, nothing to lose, everything to gain. And if you show up in time, we just might dance to electric rodeo.
That's what you call a hit, ladies and gentlemen. What's the name of that song?
It's Queen of the Trailer Park.
That's a fucking gold record.
It was so bad too that trailer that I was in. It had this like 1970s green, you know, the green, chair in it, and then it had the orange carpeting, and the shag carpet where you could lose like a little sister in it. I mean, it was so tall, it was crazy, and just I'm peeling wallpaper. It was an album waiting to happen.
Have you ever described a hangover as I'm feeling Merle Haggard today?
No, I just discovered hangovers this past year, literally.
Oh, welcome to the party.
Oh my God, it's horrible. I had no idea what people went through. It's like, I've always kind of laughed at people when they had hangovers, like, oh, I'm sorry, does the light bother you? And then a while ago, I went, oh, this is so not cool. I have to go buy sunglasses.
How long ago was your first hangover?
It would have been last year. Wow. And I'm 27 now. I turned 27 in January.
Okay.
Oh, God, I'm so old.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
3 months late.
So old. It's really weird. It's super, because I still think of myself as being like 14.
Okay.
Really? And so the hangover was a bit of a surprise. It's like, no, I'm not a kid anymore. Darn.
I'm 45 and I still think of myself as 25.
Yeah, see.
And it's all good until you decide you're going to jump off a roof.
It's all good until you decide to be that age. Yeah. And then it's like,
and then you're hurt.
This is an impossibility now.
Right.
This is not good. Yeah, I drink more coffee than anything now.
Okay.
And Advil is my friend.
I'll tell you, if you have the access, the best hangover cure in the world is what me and my friends call the trifecta.
Oh, God.
You start out you have to have access to these things.
Okay, lay it on me.
When I lived in Santa Barbara for 15 years, and I rented an apartment across from Shoreline, and we had a sauna and a hot tub and a pool.
Ooh.
And that's how you do it in that order.
Oh, you're doing a sweat lodge.
Sit in the sauna for 45 minutes, hour and a half, as hot as it'll get until every single pore opens up. Then you jump into the hot tub, and that's warm water, and that's like a rinse.
And then you go
it's
shock
really
your
gross
system.
for all the other people who are going in the hot tub. But, it was a well-maintained pool, and they chlorinated it every day. So, yeah, just don't go in that day.
Okay.
And then you jump in the swimming pool, and your skin just goes shh.
You shock
and
your
you
system.
feel it.
Ooh.
Everything just goes shh, closes up inside, and you're ready to party again.
See,
that's the hangover cure.
See, maybe the reason I've never had a hangover is because, so this last year I lived in an off-grid cabin about 2 hours to the nearest road in Utah wilderness, and no running water, no power, nothing. And the only way to bathe was in the river. And so sweat lodges are a very healthy thing. So I made a willow sweat lodge. You just, do willow branches and then cover it with tarps and buffalo robes, and then you sweat it out, and then you go jump in the river. It was like...
That's like The Revenant.
Oh, no, The Revenant. Leonardo DiCaprio called me for ideas. No.
Seriously.
No, but seriously, I mean, it is the greatest thing, and I only got sick once last year, and I truly attest it to using that sweat lodge. It's really good for you. And people down through the ages have done it. I mean,
right.
It's really good for our system. You had some willow bark tea and whoo.
Adrian Brannan is our guest. The new record called Desert Dwellin' Mama, available everywhere. Adrian, let's listen to a track from this record. What would you like to play for us and tell me about it?
I would like to play a song called Nice Girl, which this past a couple of years ago on social media, when I kind of, we talked earlier about kind of making the switch to being like, hey, no, I'm going to be me on social media and not try and fit into your format. A lot of haters came out of the woodwork, and I'm a pretty polite person, and I have a lot of joy in my life, and I pretty much don't let people wreck that anymore. But at the time, it was really hard on me, just like, not just as a human, but as a woman kind of going, okay, I'm trying to be myself, but every time I'm trying to be myself, you guys keep hitting me over the head with a mallet, but then you get in trouble for not being yourself. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. And I don't respond to hate. I always tell them if they need a hug, if they need something, if they're okay. I want to know what's going on in their lives that makes them angry. But when that all kind of started, I went, well, I'm always the nice girl. And then I wrote a song about it. It's an anthem for the haters.
That's Adrian Brannon from the record Desert Dwellin' Mama, the song called Nice Girl. I love the bass in that song. Well produced. Visit Adrian online at buckaroogirl.com. And you can follow her across social media at a Buckaroo Girl. The second half of Adrian's performance and interview coming up here next Music Monday on Front of House. Again, visit us on Patreon at patreon.com/front of house. Subscribe for $3 a month, and you've got an Adrian Brannon MP3 in your inbox. My name is Mike Dawson. Before we get out of here, I'm on a feminist kick right now. Adrian's got me all amped up about cowgirls, or as she calls it, cowboy girls. I like that. So I'm going to dig something up out of the archives here for you. Another outlaw lady that we had here on Front of House. It's a Front of House flashback. Here's a great song from Jamie Wyatt.
3, 4.
I believe in something. Feel it in my hips when I shake. The sound of revolution fills the air when you come walking. The bass is thumping, kicking through the streets and boulevards. The neighbors called the cops again, and you left in the back of their car. We've been cast out and thrown away. Think we do all a day. I wanna be your girl, 'cause everybody's gone crazy in this whole wide world. I wanna be your girl. Oh, I wanna be your girl. Say we're nothing. All the stupid girls that run high school, they cut her back. Don't have my heart, 'cause you know I wanna give it to you. And I think it's funny how you gotta fit into a cookie mold to show the world that you are good and so upstanding. We've been cast out and thrown away. Think we'll do all the day. I wanna be your girl. I wanna be your girl. 'Cause everybody's gone crazy in this whole wide world. But I wanna be your girl. I wanna be your girl. 'Cause everybody's gone crazy in this whole wide world. But I wanna be your girl. Oh, I wanna be your girl. Oh, I wanna be your girl. Oh, I wanna be your girl.
Recorded and engineered in the Burbank Bungalow. That's Jamie Wyatt, Front of House. Thanks for listening to the show, my friends. We'll be back with you next Music Monday for part 2 with Adrian Brannon. And next Tuesday night, another episode of Front of House Live, where you on YouTube will be able to join us inside the North Hollywood Hideout and watch the live performance. You can watch Adrian perform all the things you just heard her play, and man, she's a force to be reckoned with. Visit her online at buckaroogirl.com and follow her across social media at @Buckaroo Girl. Make sure you pick up Echoes and Silence from Roses and Cigarettes at rosesandcigarettes.com and support Jamie Wyatt at jamiewyatt.com. Front of House is produced and recorded here in the North Hollywood Hideout in Los Angeles, California. Thanks for listening. Until the next Music Monday, go see a live show, my brothers and sisters, and be good for your soul.